Got a question on TikTok about how does Zelle affect the eviction process if a landlord receives a payment via Zelle in the middle of the eviction process. Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord Warrior on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe to our videos here. Now, this kind of comes up quite often because nowadays people are paying by these electronic forms of payment. Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, they're kind of like one and the same thing type deal. But when you think about it, it's just another form of payment, and it just really will depend on the circumstances if it will affect your case. Okay. Now, if you do get a Zelle payment after you filed an eviction or unlawful detainer, and it just comes to your account and you get notified and hey, so-and-so has paid, your tenant has paid, right? You should formally reject that payment. I know there's ways in Zelle. I think you might have to call your bank to tell them to like refund them the money and they can do something on the back end. But I also would give your tenant a formal notice that, hey, listen, we're not going to accept this. Okay. Now, in my next video, I will tell you a secret about how you can accept payments during an unlawful detainer process. But for this purpose only, like you get an incoming payment and you're in the middle of the eviction, legally, I would say, hey, listen, we need to formally give notice to your tenant. We're going to reject this, refund them back their money, basically, because if not, that could be seen as in the residential context and in a residential eviction, that could be a formal waiver of your right to evict your tenant, particularly if it's like non-payment of rent. So you don't want to take payments there. Now, you're going to ask me, so Rob, what happens if I get a partial payment during the 3-day notice process? I issue a notice for rent. Let's say it's $2,000. You get $1,000 Zelle payment. Okay. In that case, you would want to do the same thing. By law in California, you don't have to accept a partial payment of rent. There was a limited period of time. There were some special COVID rules, but those rules are long and done. Legally, yes, an owner can reject a partial payment of rent. They can insist on full performance. Now, landlords, you got to make sure your numbers, everything is accurate on your 3-day notice, because that could be a defense. You know, you're a penny over, you overstate the rent by a penny or more, you're done. Okay, your notice is defective. I just got a case right now that just got thrown out. Landlord, just didn't calculate the notice periods right. So you need to be very careful with that. Think about it this way, folks, and this is kind of what I argued in court, and it has come up from time to time in my practice where, hey, a tenant, drops off like a cashier's check through the mail slot or mails a Zelle payment or so forth. Zelle, all these electronic form payments are just new ways of doing what we've been doing for like the last 150 years, paying rent. Okay. And the way I would address these things in court would be like, judge, I got a Zelle payment. I can't stop a Zelle payment just like I can't stop the U.S. mail. Okay. Anyone can send me anything, through the mail here. And that doesn't mean I knowingly and willingly accepted the money, even though it comes into my bank account. It'd be like an incoming bank deposit. Anyone could deposit money into your bank account if they have your routing number and your bank account number. Okay, so you'd kind of do the same thing like I just explained before. Just reject the payment and give your tenants notification that, hey, listen, we're not accepting this. Okay. It just be like dropping off a payment through like a Dropbox or mail slot as well too. Those have been around since the dawn of time. Hey, listen, I think it really comes down to knowingly and willingly accepting the money. Okay, and that's a very factual type of situation that would have to be flushed out at trial. Okay, so it's not damning necessarily that you get a Zelle payment. It's what you do afterwards, basically, and you want to reject that as soon as you learn about the deposit. Okay, stay tuned. I'll tell you a secret how you can accept rent in an eviction case in the next video. Okay, you got comments, questions, put them down below. Until next time, folks, I'll see you next time. Okay, see ya.